There are moments in life when you wonder how everything could fall apart so quickly. Just a year before, I had a home, a wife, and a future I thought was secure. But in the blink of an eye, I lost it all. Not to fate, not an accident, but to betrayal. My wife and I had been married for nearly a decade. We had dreams of building a family, of building wealth together. But behind the curtain of our marriage, she was building something else, a secret relationship with a man I thought was only her friend. I found out too late that he wasn't just her lover. He was also a lawyer, and together, they weren't just after her happiness. They were after everything I had built. When the divorce came, it was brutal. Every court date felt like a battlefield where I was outnumbered. My ex-wife, hand in hand with her slick, smiling lawyer boyfriend, painted me as a villain. Piece by piece, they stripped me of my properties, my savings, and my dignity. I walked out of that courtroom, feeling like a ghost of the man I once was. Within months, I went from a man with assets to a man with nothing. My house was gone. My accounts were drained, and I couldn't afford rent anymore. That's how I ended up sleeping in my car, a worn-out sedan that smelled of fast food and exhaustion. By day, I worked 2 jobs, trying to climb out of the hole. By night, I curled up in the back seat, staring at the ceiling, wondering how love had turned into this. It was humiliating. Friends didn't know. Family thought I was just busy. I kept my secret close, because shame is heavy enough without people's pity. But secrets have a way of finding the light. One evening, after finishing a long shift at a warehouse, I heard a knock on my car window. To my shock, it was my uncle, the one everyone in the family whispered about, the millionaire who lived quietly but powerfully. He was standing there, looking at me with eyes full of disbelief and sadness. "What are you doing here?" he asked. I tried to laugh it off, to say I was just resting. But the truth spilled out. The divorce, the betrayal, the stolen properties, the night spent in this car. He listened silently, his jaw tight, his hands clenched. When I finished, he shook his head. "You should have told me sooner," he said. The next morning, everything began to change. My uncle took me in, not just into his home, but into his world. He wasn't just a millionaire. He was a man who had built empires, who understood loss and betrayal because he had lived them himself. He saw in me not just a broken nephew, but a man worth rebuilding. Under his guidance, I started over. He gave me a job in one of his companies, not as charity, but as a challenge. "Earn it," he said. "Prove to yourself that they didn't destroy you." Every day, I worked harder, fueled by anger, fueled by hope. Slowly, money began to flow again. Opportunities opened. And for the first time in years, I felt the weight of despair lifting. Meanwhile, I heard things about my ex-wife and her lawyer boyfriend. At first, they flaunted their victory. Social media photos, smiling dinners, expensive trips with my money. But money stolen never lasts long. Their greed caught up with them. Legal troubles, debts, fights. The empire they built on betrayal collapsed faster than I could have imagined. I didn't have to lift a finger. Life has a way of balancing the scales. As for me, I rebuilt. With my uncle's help, I bought a place of my own. I invested smartly. I regained my confidence, my dignity, my freedom. The car I once called my home became a reminder of the nights I thought I was finished, and how wrong I was. Looking back, my ex-wife thought she had destroyed me. She thought taking everything would mean I'd have nothing left. But what she didn't realize was that I had something more powerful than money: resilience, family, and the will to rise again. Betrayal broke me, yes, but it also revealed who truly stood by me. And it taught me that sometimes the greatest revenge isn't revenge at all. It's living better, stronger, and freer than the people who try to bury you. Now, when I drive past the courthouse where I lost everything, I don't feel anger anymore. I feel gratitude. Because losing everything gave me the chance to start fresh, without lies, without betrayal, without chains. My ex-wife and her lawyer may have won the battle, but in the end, I won the war.